The European Union's Parliament has been holding meetings this week in Strasbourg, France. There has been substantive discussion on a number of issues. The war between Russia and Ukraine has received particular attention. So were several issues in the Horn of Africa, with Ethiopia topping the list.
We have also been working with like-minded partners and encouraging all parties to immediately end the fighting and engage in peace negotiations. We should keep up our efforts and intensify our response as need be, while we continue our support to the Ethiopian people through special measures. We must help to strengthen an African solution to this African crisis and prevent a further regionalization of the conflict.
Indeed, negotiations are to be hosted by the African Union to try and end the conflict in Tigray province. On Somalia, there was optimism based on the early performance of the new government.
The election of the President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud opens a new page. The HRVP traveled to Mogadishu to encourage him to deliver on political, security, and economic reforms. On security, we need to work together to allow the African Union's mission to hand over responsibilities to the Somali security forces.
While there was a lot of talk about constructive engagement, from Kenya to Sudan and the nations in between, there was one voice that was terribly critical of European engagement in the region.
I don't think you'd have to be a genius to know that the last thing the Horn of Africa needs is more foreign military bases, more weapons and more European meddling. What we call our strategic relationship isn't about human flourishing, it's about the EU's ambitions as a superpower. There's now a new great game in the Horn of Africa. Greater and lesser powers are pockmarking the place with military bases. France, the US, China, Germany, Japan, Italy, Saudi Arabia all have a presence in the tiny area of Djibouti alone. Mercenaries are swarming in from all quarters. The entire region is being militarised. War is in the air. And what about the people facing climate and food insecurity? None of this benefits them. We talk about instability, but we only make it worse. We flood the place with weapons, hand over the profits to European arms companies and charge the bill to our citizens. And then with the carnage, we go back in and we do it all again. It's a racket. Strategic relationship, it's one thing after another, isn't it? Really, it's the same as it ever was. And all I can say is, God save Africa from Europeans offering help.
While Daly's view wasn't met with universal agreement at the European meeting, it did stir interest in northeastern Africa. ADN TV will continue to report on diplomatic developments affecting the Horn of Africa from across the world.